I think August 1st. I'm pretty sure it's not redeemable till August 1st. Alright, so this is Leopard 9 in the New Mexico. Now, this one became a priority because of the comments. So, the person that sent this to me asked, he wants to know how to better his defensive skills when being approached by enemy ships. Okay? So that's what he's looking for. So if you guys can kind of help look out for that, and if you see any comments, anything that you can comment on, by all means, jump out there and say something. Because, you know, I'm not going to catch everything myself, of course. This is a tier 7 battle, so Leopard is right in between. A good number of cruisers, though. Look at all these cruisers that he can just blap with the new mechs. And then an Ohotnik. Featuring Sharkbait! Hold on a second. I gotta tell him this.
Starts.
I don't know, he might want to see that. Alzu, yeah, this was you. Okay, did you want to do voice chat, or are you cool hanging back? It's up to you. And we've got New Mexico here with, so you got the flooding reduction flag, you got the speed flag, which you could use. The ship goes 21 knots, so what does the speed flag get you to? 22? I don't know that it's that useful. Cthulhu, yeah, we'll get to your replay next after the new mech, sure, of course. Which camo is this anyway? There's so many new camos that are being added to it. It looks like this is Team Fire, I think. Okay, that is a little early on your use of the spotter plane. You want to use that when you've got an enemy that is within range that you want to whack. Currently, nobody's spotted. The problem is, you see how this only lasts for a minute and a half? So basically, this is going to be going down right when you've got the ability to spot things. It is Team Fire, okay. And yeah, keep in mind too, you know, premium consumables, you all know how much I say that. Especially for the repair party for a battleship. You want premium consumable there, and premium consumable for DCP is very useful too. If you're low on credits, you can skip the premium for the catapult plane. It's up to you. All hail Team Glorious Inferno. Yeah, whatever. I was Team Water for that.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Alright, and we're gonna make this a little bit more streamlined now on my oh, there's Sharkbait. On my laptop, I'm gonna open up our raffle. So we're gonna reset the raffle, type an exclamation point raffle to get in, and then I'll draw it at the end of this replay. Team Soggy Bottoms indeed. Now look at Sharkbait is being chased by the Minakaze. We're gonna go watch him for a sec. No, we're not. He disappeared. Okay, now see, here's where you want to be able to shoot people, but you've used your catapult spotter, and now it's down for 5.5 minutes, or 6 minutes actually. So, ouch. The only time that I would use my spotter immediately in the game is if is under the current mission setup where you have to use, what is it, 5 consumables in a round if you get that special mission. Oh, Sharkbait goes down to the Minakaze. One of the things about the Ohotnik is that it is a very long ship, very sluggish ship, and it doesn't dodge torpedoes that well. But Sharkbait comes back and gets a flesh wound. So both destroyers are gone now, which is really good for you because you don't have to worry about torpedo threat. You have to be careful here. You are going broadside to these two battleships. Notice all these ships up here. Alright, I'm going to pause the screen for 1 second. Take a look at your positioning. You are with the group, which is smart. Okay, if you don't want to take a lot of hits, you stay with the group. That's fine. What we're seeing here is a huge lemming train action. And other than this poor York, nobody is defending the cap. This is a standard battle, which means that you cannot allow one flank to be wide open. You can't afford to do that. Well, Sharkbait, thanks for joining for those glorious few seconds of your life in this. I didn't realize that you had died that quickly. And yes, the people in the chat were noticing far before I did about how we got a lemming train forming. So nice job, guys, for noticing that. Don't forget, exclamation point raffle to get yourself into the drawing for a code for community contributor container or for Sharks vs. Eagles containers. Hey, Aminir. Okay, good. So the Emerald and the Pensacola noticed what's up and they turned around. The Furutaka is basically daring the enemy to kill him. I mean, that's just a terrible position there. But whatever. The vacation was nice. You know, I had 2 vacations. I was gone for 17 days, came back, and then left for 18. So, yeah. Good stuff. Now, one comment I want to make, I'm noticing, Leopard, how you're doing the fire one gun thing, see where it goes, and then fire the other 3 trick, which, you know, that will work at the lower tiers. At the higher tiers, that doesn't work so well. And the reason it doesn't work so well is because what's going to happen is by the time your first gun hits the target, they notice that they're being shot at, and what they're going to do is they're going to start dodging. Most people. Like here, I fire everything. Yeah, see, right there you go. See, now you're doing perfect. Because you don't want them to dodge your big salvo, right? That's the reason why you're holding your 3 turrets for your shot. But the problem is if you fire that first turret, and you'll notice it takes 9 seconds to get at full range, 9 seconds to get there. So let's say your first turret hits dead on target, and they take a citadel. Well, these 3 guns that are coming up next, they're not going to hit Jack because the target's going to react and go, oh crap, and then they're going to go full speed, they're going to start turning, whatever. They go defensive. And so the point about this ship is you want to ambush somebody, you want to nail them with all of your guns. So my suggestion for you, if you're not sure about gunnery, play more cruisers to get kind of accustomed to that, and just play a lot of battleships and do full broadsides. Okay, Sharkbait brought up a good point. At tier 10, sometimes what he'll like to do is fire 1 turret from a Montana, say, at a Hindenburg, and then force that target to dodge. Whether that be, most of the time they slow down and turn in. Once they've done that and they've committed to their turn, then you can follow up. That's very true. That's an advanced tactic that I think would be good for intermediate to advanced players. Okay, Leopard, I'm not calling you a beginner. I'm not trying to offend you at all. Just saying that's a tactic that you know, takes some practice. And yeah, most people will slam on the brakes, turn in, or they'll turn out. So, and look, what do you know? The Furutaka died because he got way too overextended. Now, pause. Look where you are. Okay? You're trying to chase after these 2. They're going away from you. You're going 21.3 knots. You are not going to catch either of these 2 ships. Look at these guys here. these are the people you should be focusing on right now. See the New Orleans? See these guys? They've all noticed the threat, and they've responded. You have not. So you need to be looking at the mini-map and thinking about, okay, these guys are leaving me. It's not going to be easy to catch them. You could pop your spotter plane. Maybe that's what you're thinking, and you'll get some more shots on them. Yeah, but you're not going to do enough damage. Meanwhile, you've just lost 2 of your teammates, one over here and then for Utaka. You can't afford to keep losing teammates. You have to get yourself back into the battle. So my suggestion would be you should have, maybe back here, turned in like this. Now, and you also said something about mitigating damage and stuff like that. These 2 guys are doing exactly what you want to do, by the way, if you're being attacked and stuff. You want to turn away, if you can afford to turn, you know, because you might show your broadside doing so, but you have to time it right. So you turn away, and you kite. I mean, there's no chance that you're going to catch this York. The only thing you could do is pop your spotter plane. So I would be looking at the Texas. I'd actually looking at this Königsberg here, or maybe even the Dallas as it comes around the corner. Had you turned back earlier, you'd be about here by now, and you'd at least be getting shots on the Texas. So what I would actually be doing is I would be turning like this and going south, and I'd flip my guns to the left. I'd start looking this way, because you want your guns to turn as soon as possible. Look at this Atlanta. We're gonna take a look at the Atlanta for a second. Atlanta's firing torps at this Texas. Atlanta beached in front of the Texas. Here come the rounds. Nope. Dallas takes out the Emerald. That's unfortunate. Texas took, looks like, 2 torpedoes. And here it is. Look, your base is now pretty much wide open except for the DeGrasse and maybe the Colorado that's coming back. And again, that's why I would have gone this way in the southern route. I need to get back to the base. Dallas is spotted. Hopefully the Gross is going to shoot him. We can't see him because it's too far away from you at this point. And Normandy is finally back in your range, but you're not going to do enough damage to that Normandy quickly enough to impact the battle. Here's your shot. Little high, in my opinion. He's coming towards you. So at that point, you want to be shooting low and towards the water. What's up, Caligula? See, now the battle that's happening right here has no impact on the game, really. And I don't know why you just DCP'd. Atlanta took out the Duke of York. That's awesome. Hey, Hedge, thanks for the cheer, whatever, stuff. Bling bling. Appreciate it. And there goes the Dallas, took out the DeGrasse. So now there's literally nothing except maybe the Colorado, but he's really slow. And maybe the Atlanta with getting this guy in here. Now the Normandy is showing a little bit too much broadside, trying to get his rear turret into play. So that's good. You got some good pens on him. And you're getting aggressive. Now, pause. So if you're really afraid of this guy, showing broadside is probably not the best answer. I mean, you could do it, but you're going to take a lot of hits by doing so. You have a significant health advantage over him, so what I would be doing right here actually is slowing down. I'd be slowing down to about a quarter, probably a half speed, so I can still maneuver, but I don't want to close the range with him that much. Because if I get too close with him, guess what? He's just going to go for the ram. Your front turret was incapacitated. Okay. Well, I mean, personally, to me, negating damage is far more important than doing damage. So I would always prefer to make sure that I'm not burning, you know, my engines are good, that sort of thing. Okay, now here it is. Now you've set him up to ram you. And you're going to have to watch this very carefully. What I would do right now is go into 1 half turn to the right. Just a half turn to the right. Now full turn. Okay, good. You're doing the full turn. So you do the half at first because you want them to think that he's going to get you, and then you go to the full turn and you laugh as you miss, or as he misses. Okay, now pause. Here's what we always see happen in jousting, and you can't do it. And that is you start this death circle where you're turning and they're turning, and by the time both of your turrets get in range, guess what? You're broadside to him, he's broadside to you, and then you shoot each other. It's a 50-50 chance who's going to win. So when this happens, straighten your rudder. Go straight. Make it so that the only thing that he sees is this shot of you. Actually, well, technically from his angle, it would be this shot of you. Okay? Again, mitigate damage first, do damage second. Full speed New Mexico is half speed, that's true, I suppose. See, now look what's happening. You are going broadside to this guy. Now that was kind of a panicky salvo there. I would have held it a little bit more, but maybe you can bait him into turning more, which is kind of what's happening. Alright, now's me DCP. DCP, there you go. Heal. Repair party. You gotta turn in, you gotta move. See how much damage you're taking? You came into this exchange full hit points, and you're coming out of it, I mean, almost at the same level as him. Turn in. You gotta turn in, man. Don't worry about the York. Now you don't really have to worry about the York. But see, this constant moving around and looking at other things, if you're going to do that, use the right mouse button because it keeps your guns looking at where they are. If you're just moving around without using the right mouse button, guess what? Now you're looking, you're turning your guns while you look. Okay? Now all of a sudden you're worried about conserving your hit points. And now it's almost too late. So, I mean, here's where, you know, those little seconds here and there have a huge impact. Those of you in chat, comments, anything else you want to add, please do so. He's going broadside. This is dumb on his part. You're going to kill him right here. Yep.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Hey guys, last chance to join the raffle, exclamation point raffle. Would have used HE when he was angled. Yep, you could definitely switch to HE. The other thing is, if you know that the guy is gonna come on your right side, you can do what's called jousting, which is to move your guns to 90 degrees to your right, and just wait for him to be right next to you. Don't zoom in, stay zoomed out, and then fire at the right moment. You'll pen right through to the Citadel. That's a very difficult shot for a lot of people to line up. All right, let's see who wins this one. We're going to close the raffle, and then we're going to draw. And, and Mr. Oh my God, I have to say it. High Fish Gator wins. And congratulations, sir. Again, you can take a community contributor container, or you can take Sharks versus Eagles containers. It's up to you which one you'd like to use. And while we're waiting for him to put in his request, what do you guys want to see, guys? We've got Khabarovsk, 2 Gearings, North Carolina, Cleveland, and Mikasa. I don't, Shark, I don't know if they're the same thing. I think they're a little bit different. CC container, okay. I'm gonna give you one actually that is from